David Reyes here, back with you. Thanks for listening. I came across this article about Pascal's Wager, and interesting. And I asked you a question. Do you believe in God? And I know you're saying, I asked you a question. Do you believe in God? Is this not an investment show, David? Why are you asking me if I believe in God? Now, stay with me here. And I'm kind of an armchair philosopher. But really, Pascal's Wager is about risk, okay? So it's very appropriate for what's going on right now in markets. So when I ask if you believe in God, it's to prove a point. Why believe in something there's no evidence of? Okay, the answer lies in decision theory. And Pascal's Wager is about decision theory. In Pascal's Wager, he's a 17th century French philosopher. Blaise Pascal. Was that great French? You like that? And basically says if you believe in God and you're right, you go to heaven, right? And let's call that an infinite gain. Remember, we're talking about markets here. We're talking about decision theory. And if you believe in God and you're wrong, the only thing that you lose is whatever time you spent in church or money you donated, which is a finite loss. Okay? Now, if you don't believe in God and you're right, there is no God. And you can be smug, and that's a finite gain. But if you don't believe in God and you're wrong, you go to hell. Let's call that infinite loss. Now, why am I talking about this? Because it's a great example of how to look at risk. Okay? What is the risk? Do I have unlimited risk? Do I have finite risk? And what are the decisions I'm going to make with my portfolio, with my retirement, with that in mind? And this is a great article on how I see the world, how I see my world, which is helping you to protect and grow your wealth. So I'm always looking at, I want to make sure I have finite risk and I have the opportunity to have outside gain because I know I'm going to win by not losing. I always give the statistic that if you only get 30% of the upside of the S&P 500 and you have none of the downside, you win. You beat the market, okay? That is an underlying philosophy, whether we're managing money or having people go into predictable income products, guaranteed investments like annuities, fixed annuities, which are guaranteed by the claims paying ability of the insurance company, or whatever planning that we're doing. We're mostly concerned about protecting what you have, as we use the 3 Ps: prepare, which is protect, and then prosper. Prepare, protect, and prosper. And so when we have that type of philosophy, we're focusing on being risk averse first, a finite loss, and making sure we're there to play the game when the market's giving us money. Okay? So again, if you want to have me review what you have, and you want to get a second opinion from me, David Reyes, our firm, Reyes Financial Architecture, just give me a call, 1-800-611-1967. That's 1-800-611-1967. Or visit me on the web at reyesplan.com. That's REYESplan.com. And if you want to register for our next event at Ruth Chris, called The Essentials of Financial Strategies for the New Economy, please do. It's a great workshop. We sold out last time in 2 days. 2 days. And we have a waiting list of 20 people. And most of those people I'm just seeing personally and doing second opinion reviews for them. If you want to attend that, just go to my website. We're going to post our next event for that due to demand. And that is reyesplan.com. That's REYESplan.com. So I mentioned at the break the big R word, recession. You're like, David, how is recession even in the ballpark here? We have unemployment at 5.1%. We have slow growth, but we're not going the other way. We have housing that's doing really well. And there's a lot of things going well for the United States. Now, we can't say that for the rest of the world because the rest of the world has their own problems. China, Europe still has some issues. Japan still has some issues. We have the Federal Reserve issue hanging out there. But there is some, and I'm not saying we're going to recession tomorrow, but I was, doing research on looking at the probabilities of recession. I was looking at labor markets. And labor markets right now are in a position to where we're having really good, what's called jobless claims. So let me share something with you that I read, and by a person that I really respect. That's a great economist. And we're now 19 months into sub 330,000 jobless claims. Okay, so a low number is good, right? People filing for unemployment benefits. For reference, the last 3 cycles stayed below 330,000 for an average of 33 months. So we're now 19 months into that, which is positive, right? We have low unemployment claims, but we're 19 months into that, and the average is about 33 months, which implies we have 14 months of track in front of us. And we call this, the best before the crest, right? So where people get hung up is even in 2008, the market and economy was doing very well. And guess what happened? Market lost 50%. Same thing in 2000. We had a growing economy, and then the NASDAQ lost 78%. So these numbers basically give some guidance. I'm not saying we're going to recession. What I'm saying is, theoretically, we could be 14 months out to 24 months out from a recession based upon some pretty compelling evidence. Now, again, I'm not saying I'm trying to scare you. I'm just saying these are the things I got to work on. These are the things that I have to work on, that I have to be aware of as an advisor to you and to my clients. And to give you some perspective, back in, I like to use 25-year history here, 25-year increments. And the reason I use this is because 25 years is the amount of time from the peak of 1929 to the full market recovery in 1954. It took 25 years after the crash of 1929 to get back to even in the market. We also had from 1965 to 1982, okay, that was 18 years to break even. From 2000 to 2013, so it took 13 years, almost 14 years. If you invested money at the peak of 2000, it took you to 2013 to break even. That's a problem. And we can't have you in that situation. So don't be passive about this stuff. It's important. There's some technical data that says for the first time since 2008 that our markets could roll over into a bear market right now. And these signals have only happened 3 times this decade in the last 20 years. In 2000, in 2008, the signal came across, a technical signal, and now in 2015. So you got to pay attention. Don't be passive about your portfolios. Be proactive, prepare, protect, and prosper. So again, if you want me to sit down with you and give you a complimentary second opinion, I'd be more than happy to. And we have a lot of fun with it, and you'll learn. I guarantee you one thing. I promise you one thing. You're going to learn about things you didn't know. And the things in life that hurt us, the things we don't know that we don't know. So just on that one benefit, I can promise you that. Give me a call, 1-800-611-1967. That's 1-800-611-1967 for your complimentary second opinion, or go to my website, reyesplan.com. I appreciate the time and that we spent this week. I've got a guest coming up next, Mr. Mike Linton, who's going to talk about the real estate market. And if you're a buyer or seller of real estate right now, you need to pay attention. He's a smart guy. He's the owner of the Escondido branch of Keller Williams, and just a smart guy. So hang on and listen to Mike and what he has to say about the real estate market. This is David Reyes, AM 760 KFMB.
You're listening to the Retirement Architect, David Reyes.
Oh, really? A professional man.
We design and build retirements that last a lifetime. The Retirement Architect, David Reyes, will continue next.